Good morning. Today I'm going to show how I assemble the Ladies of the Steam Age Junk Journal Folder Kit, available on my Etsy shop, the Dodd group. It has a couple of full page prints that you'll need, and then it has different pockets, and we'll get to those in a minute. There is a 3-page pictorial tutorial available that shows how to assemble it. So we're going to go through the instructions. The first instruction, fold sheet AB, which this is located right here. You can see what this picture looks like, in half book style, and then set it aside. This right panel will be the front cover, and the left panel will be inside the folder. So we're just gonna fold it directly in half, smush it down. The design on the inside will be this one. Okay? So we're going to set this aside. Now it says find the page with the score lines, the score line notes, which is going to be this page. And I have a real easy way that I score. I use my Cricut. This page, we're going to score 1/2 inch in from the right border. And I forgot to turn on borderless on this print document, so it will have a border, but really all the pages to have the right size need to be printed borderless. All right, and then I use my Cricut embossing tool to just go down into this edge here, into this cutting track, I guess. Lightly, or you will cut your paper. We don't want that. Okay, so there is that. Okay, find the page with the score line notes on the right hand side. Score this page at 1/2 inch from the right edge. Cut horizontally to make 2 flips, and you'll see where the design is split in half. So I'm going to cut this in half. And now I'm just gonna cut these white edges off. If you print it borderless, you will not have these white edges, but I'm just gonna take them off really quickly. And the size of these flips, if you get over too far into the design, that's fine. So I have one of these, I'm gonna set it aside. And then I have this one. So let's just get these edges off. I hope y'all are having a good day. This kit is gonna be posted on our Etsy shop. And I hope you enjoy it. Let's see here. Okay, we have that cut off. So this is the flip that I'm going to be working with that will flip over the front cover. So the back will either be white, or there is a sheet in the kit that's faded. You can use that sheet to print on the back of the tags. Okay, so we're going to, number 4, lay these pieces on your workstation. So we have this one open up. And then we have, let's see here. We take this and we flip it over so that the back side is facing up. You'll see here, this is the original orientation of the page with the blue line on this side. This image shows it's a little bit faded to show that it's face upside down. So we're going to I'm just going to crease this a little bit. We're going to glue the 1/2 inch scored portion, we're going to glue this edge here and place it under this top cover. And that's how it will be glued, just like that. So let me find some glue. And we always, every YouTuber says, oh, I hope this glue comes out okay. All right. So I'm just going to run a small bead. You guys might run a bigger bead. Don't get too close to the score line, like I just did right there. All right. We're just going to fit it. I wouldn't go all the way to the bottom, but I wouldn't go very high, or else your tags will stick up above the top of the folder. Okay, I'm just going to mash that down. All right. So now our next instruction says fold this flap in half so that the right edge comes close but does not touch the score line. You can see the score line here. Just fold it over. You're kind of giving yourself a little gutter. Okay, open that back up. If you want a circle, half moon circle notch in your pocket, do it now before you glue. So the pocket will be closed like this and will be closed over the cover. So this will be the cover of your project. And I want my half moon right here. So that means I need to do my half moon right here. And I am just going to eyeball it. And let's see. Okay. So now we will glue on the bottom and right along here to make a top loading pocket. Okay, so we have folded in half so that the right edge comes close but does not touch the score line. We used a circle punch to make a notch in the center between the score line and the crease that we made. This pocket will flip over to cover the cover. Okay. All right. Step 7. It sounds like a lot, but there's not really much to it. Fold this flap that you just glued down over your cover image. Refold sheet A like a book and flip it over. So this is what our project looks like now on our workstation. Locate sheet C, which will be right here. The line journal section will be on the right-hand side. Score 1/2 inch from the left hand over. And you can see that's where we need to score. So let's get up. If you have a scoreboard, that's perfect. I have a scoreboard. It's just big and takes up a lot of workspace. So I'm going to just do this really quickly. And let's see. Make sure you have it not crooked. I use my first line, my first grid line here, rather than my ruler. Make sure your blade is out of the way. My Cricut embossing tool, which I never used on my Cricut. It didn't make it deep enough emboss. But anyway, it has a function now. Okay. All right, so we're back to our instructions. Here is sheet C. And you'll see how it looks just in the pictorial directions. Add glue on the underside of the scored section and glue down on top of the folded edge of sheet A, which is right here. The score line will match up to the folded crease. So we're just gonna do this, fold this in, and that's gonna butt up against there. To protect my table from glue, I'm going to use my Dollar Tree cutting board. Not Dollar Tree, maybe Dollar General. Glass cutting board. Okay. This may be the better way to do it. Match up your edges there. May have to apply some more glue. Well, my preferred choice of glue is Art Glitter Glue. I get it from Amazon. Okay, so when this is folded over, it will be lined up with the crease. I'm going to add just a little more glue. And that's not lined up exactly, but I'm doing the best I can. Okay. So now we have our project like this. And you should see this full page design here. You should see your flap, flip, flange. You should see this right here. This will be covered up by a long pocket. So then you have this. This will be covered up by a long pocket. But before we do that, we take our other flip and glue the scored portion. I'm on number 10, I think. Glue the scored section of the flip piece over the scored section of sheet C right here. And again, don't go too far up or your pockets won't, they'll stick out the top. Okay, so let's glue. I hope everybody likes this kit. I enjoyed making it. And I'm going to make other designs based on this assembly. So if you're watching this video and you have bought a different kit, the instructions are the same. And you decide which flip you want on the front and which flip you want inside. Okay, fold the flip over. Folding it over before you make the punch helps you get an edge line so that you can center your half moon shape. So I'm gonna fold this over almost to the scored line, maybe about 1/8 of an inch away. And if you chose not to print anything on the back of your tags, you may want to ink, or flips, you may want to ink this edge. Okay, so now we have our space here where we can make a half moon. And you can choose to do it on this side or this side, whatever you prefer. So I'm just gonna eyeball this right on the owl's eyeball. And there we go. I'm gonna crease it a little more. And you will also now glue this closed as a top loading pocket. So just gonna put a little piece of glue here. Normally, if I were doing this, I would have a piece of paper towel right under my flap because sometimes my hand will shake And I will get glue on the back piece. But anyway, here we go. All right, now we're gonna glue that closed like that. I had thought about buying a Tim Holtz glass, which I would love to have one, matte, but this works until I can find one of those. All right, so you have this flipped over this way. Locate the long pocket that matches the design of this page and glue down on 3 sides to make a left opening pocket. And this page, this little pocket here is shown kind of flipped up. So where are we? Right here. This is the Steampunk Library. Okay, so that's going to cover, and you can match it up pretty easily, I say. Of course, you want to make sure this flips over still. And you have, so I always grab the side that I know that I'm not going to glue when I'm flipping something over, because I can get really mixed up. So I'm grabbing this side. I'm not going to glue this side. I'm flipping it over. Just applying a little glue. Don't get too deep in here. All right. So I'm going to try to match up the library design. Let's see here. And the top edge and the bottom edge, and then you've got your score line here. The one thing about the art glitter glue is it doesn't really give you too much time to work with it. So just lay it down a little piece at a time. Okay. So that gives you a cohesive looking left pocket. You could have taken your circle punch and made a notch right here before gluing it down. That would look good. Okay. So we're done with page 1. Where's page 2? Here's page 2. Okay, so now we need long pocket A. We are almost at the finish line. Here's long pocket A. And glue it down on 3 sides to make a right opening pocket. It will cover the score flap that folds over the cover. Okay, so that might sound kind of crazy, but you need to find this design here. Okay, so I'm going to fold everything this way. Fold everything this way. Smush it down. That's always good. So you can tell this long pocket will match the design again. And so you have about an 1/8 of an inch here when you glued this flap on, right? So now when you glue this on, my printer, let's see. So I have a little extra here. I'm going to trim that off so that this edge matches. So this is about an 1/8 of an inch too much on this one, just because my printer, I forgot to set the settings the way I wanted them. So we're going to cut this off just a hair. No biggie. That's so that that flap, we haven't covered that score line. Let's see if it looks pretty even. All right, sorry about that. Okay. So we're going to cover this. See if that matches up. That matches up pretty good. So I want to go ahead and put a notch right here. I'm just going to eyeball it in the middle somewhere. We'll just see what that looks like. The back has a beautiful faded design. If you didn't want to actually match this, if you have printed your faded reverse side of the pocket page on your long pockets, then you could do it this way. But I like the cohesive, I guess is what everybody's calling it, design there. Okay, so I know I have notched this out. I know I'm not going to glue that side. Let's get the glue. And we're almost done. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some more spring and summer themed folders. Now, this is April. So as the months go on, I'm going to make some fall ones. Because I just love this design. It's really simple. It's really simple. And match up those edges. And close. Close, close, close. And once you have pockets in there, it won't look too bad. This is just a quick assembly. Okay, so now you can distribute the other pockets as you desire. So where are the other pockets? Well, let's first see how this folds up. We need to fold this page in half so that it's close to your score line. So this is sheet C. Okay, so this is what your folder will look like. Okay. You will have whichever flip you decided to use here. That flips over. You could add a pocket here if you wanted. You could trim down one of the pockets. There's extra pockets in case you don't favor one of the designs. But you could trim it down, cover her face if you wanted. You could trim it down and then make your circle punch, right? And round your edges. I bought a, this says R6, edge punch, rounded corner punch off of Amazon. It was like $7. It's pretty lightweight, so I was concerned about its stability, reliability. And it's reliable about 75% of the time. So I don't know if I would buy one of those again. Okay, so here we go. You have this flips open. And this flips open. And you have a pocket here. I'm going to trim this white edge off where my printer took the paper in sideways, sort of. Then you fold this over. You have another side pocket here. You have your flip that you decided to put on the inside with the corner notch. You can notch both sides. Then this folds out. You have a lined journal page here, or we can put some pockets here. They will be on the inside. So let's decide. I like that pocket there. And I like this pocket really the best. This one matches this shape, so I'm going to put it somewhere else. So I'm going to make these two pockets, put them right here. On this pocket, I'm not going to glue the bottom. I'm going to make it like a sleeve or like a belly band almost. And put this one down close to the bottom. So that way anything I stick in here will go all the way to the bottom here. Because I do have some longer tags. And you want to make sure that they don't stick out over the top. So that's pretty. You've got the faded where you can write or cover with any kind of paper. So this one I know I'm going to glue here. All right. Or maybe just a little higher. Okay, so I'm not going to glue the notched edge, of course. If you like this video, I hope you will hit the like button, subscribe, watch me work on more folders and folios. All right, so here's a score, or your crease. Here's a crease. And you know what? I did the bottom. I wasn't supposed to do the bottom. So now I'm gonna have to put this one later. So let's just do the sides of this one. I get going and I forget what I'm doing. Okay, gluing the sides right here. Let's put that one down there. And this one here. Match that edge up and that edge up. Okay. Ugh. Goodness. Okay. Make sure you cover the bottom of the pocket with your notched edge. Okay. So I have glue everywhere, as always. And like I said, you could, if you want to cover this, you could make this a really narrow pocket. Let me see if I can get in frame. Don't feel like you have to use the pockets the size that they are. Say you wanted a little pocket here. You can, before you make your notch and before you round your edges, decide how wide you want it. Trim off the edge either on one side or both sides. Make your notch, do your height cut. If you cut this off, then you would have a skinny tag to put in your pockets. Okay, so we have 2 more pockets. So this is the back of your folder. I wouldn't put any pockets on the back. Things may fall out. I've got glue on her nose. So let's put a pocket here. And I like this because it's not as busy as this. See, that just really gets lost. Or you don't have to put a pocket. So I'm going to try to line up this bottom edge with this. Put this pocket down. Try to make my kits as versatile as possible. I mean, is changeable. That way you don't have to make it exactly like I do. You have options. Where did I say? Okay. If I were doing this better, I'd make sure this and this distance were equal. But there you go. All right, so let's take one more look at it. And we'll put in some tags. Some tags are kind of wide. So here's your cover. Flip open, flip back. Inside, flip open, flip over, another pocket, flip over. And then you have the inside. I love that. Back. Or if you have other steampunk items in your possession, you can add them to this. This is a very, let's do this, versatile kit. Okay, so we have this pocket here. You can put this girl right here. Let's add, these are just really, some of them are just the right size. So let's put this one this way so that it shows this way. I'll tell you what. Ugh. This. Do this after you have glued it down. Give yourself a little opening. There we go. So let's put this in there. Okay, so there's a pocket. There's a tag. What else we got? Okay, flip that open. And you've got some tags here. I like this girl here. I'm going to stick her in right here. And then you've got some owls. I love these owls. I double printed this page, so pay no attention. So that kind of covers up, once you have tags in it, it kind of covers up where you might not have gotten it exactly matched to the design. That's kind of difficult, and it's not something I spend a great deal of time worrying about. So that one goes here, or could go here. And then you've got this one. Like I said, if you have other steampunk cards or anything, words, add them to this kit. All right, so there you go. Thank you very much. Have a good day.